G'day. Thought I'd do a video about how I'm looking to level up this fish tank. I've checked out all the videos and a lot of people use the timber shims that go underneath the cabinet or the frame. Just tap them in and snap them off, but if you're on carpet you probably won't be able to see it, but I figured on timber floorboards and the black would be able to stick out. You can get the plastic shims that they use in the building industry. Once again, probably wouldn't look that great, but this tank is definitely out. Being that I've had pool tables and leveled them out before, I've dropped a marble in here and it's rolling to that back left corner at a reasonable rate. And then when we look at the level here on that bubble float, if I come up at the back to about there, give or take, we've got a fair gap to work with. And same deal from side to side. There's a little bit to work with there. So we're looking at a mil or two. So rather than using the shims or whatever, this cabinet we've had for 25 years, it's off from an old stereo cabinet. I decided to use it because it's composite. It's about 20 odd mil thick, nice and strong. So I've got some 19 mil KD hardwood. So the 1.3 metre length of this stuff was about $12. So I've got it cut to two 360s and a 500 because the dimensions of this cabinet is 500 across, 450 deep. So putting a 360 piece and then the 500 piece across there, being it's 90 mil wide, and give me a good solid base. Picked up a packet of these T-nuts. They're about $5, I think. And these adjustable glides or casters, which is similar to what you'd sometimes see on a pool table, they're about $8. And they match the thread 3/8. So you can imagine if you drill a hole in the bottom of that KD, bash that in there with a hole for that thread, be able to have some adjustability to the cabinet. And you can, it's going to focus there. Yeah, there's also a groove if you want to be able to use a screwdriver if that's visible on the inside. So being this house is on stumps, and houses on stumps tend to move. Once the tank's full of water, the level could change as well. And I think that having that a bit of adjustability using these casters, you'll be able to use a spanner or a wrench, depending on how you want to say it. Get in there and get the height right of the tank, get it level. Because as you all know, that if your tank's not level, it can cause issues, cause cracking and explosions. And being that I picked this tank up second hand, it's an Aquarium 1510, so they're a good brand tank, but I thought I just want to take the right precautions and make sure I do it correctly. Right, so we've got the cabinet flipped over, chucked my bits of timber on there. So 360 and your 90 mil bit, which is going to be the 450 deep, 500 wide. I'll drill a hole in through here to suit that. And then once that thread obviously will go in like so, run down into that slightly. And yeah, sort of put them out as safely to the edges without going too far, just so we've got a nice good bit of purchase there and a nice wide stance for the 4 support points. So I think that should work pretty well. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright, so we've used a spade bit to drill those holes. It's a 13 mil spade bit, would have preferred a 12. And then a 10 mil. And just whacked a screw in there and a screw in there, pilot hold. And yeah, we'll keep on cruising. Alright, so got these screwed down, got to drill the holes in there. Got a bit of tape still in there. There's a bit of a depth gauge, not go too far. Nice and easy. Alright, we've got those piloted out well enough that these go in with a slight grip on the thread. and the thread goes into there without too much force. There's 2 different size holes in there. That's neat. That's a bit loose. I have to get these T-nuts, I think. Take it out into the shed and give it a hit with a hammer. A bit too noisy. Don't want to wake up the wife and the kids. Anyway, you get the point. So yeah, they're in there. Still the others, and hopefully we'll be able to level up this tank. Alright, it's all 4 feet in. Let's flip her up and have a look. Alright, we're pretty close that way. We're close enough that way for the minute we can fine tune it once the tank goes on and there's water filled in it. Hot tip, when you put these casters in, make sure you leave enough room to be able to get the spanner in there, because when they're done up tight you can't get it in, then you have to put the cabinet on its side and wind it out 2 or 3 turns before you can get that in there to be able to do any adjustment. Apart from that, hopefully it should work. Thanks for watching.